a Pete Primeau fan.
Thank you for having me.
Your fans are like...
What an honor to be here, Pete. You're a legend. You're a rock star.
I'm a legend in my own mind, said my wife.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
I'm Mr. Selling from the Heart. What's this guy, Larry Levine, going to teach me about selling from the heart?
You are one of the most generous and authentic people around. And I think that's why you and your show are so attractive to people.
Welcome to the Pete Primeau Show. It is episode 205. Man, did that go fast. Hey, our topic is a new year, a new you, and my friend and boss, Chris Taheny, is our guest. We will get to him in just a minute. Let's pay the bills real quick. If you haven't bought my book, Sell a Million, 101 Tips for Furniture and Mattress Store Owners to sell another $1 million or more this year, what are you waiting for? It is not a sales book. It's a marketing book, but everything that I do bleeds sales. If you want a sales book soon, coming will be miles and miles of selling greatness. And by the way, my friend Chris Taheny contributed 2 chapters in this book, how to sell more mattresses this year. So this is not your basic selling mattresses book. You're not going to find in here, this is a twin size, this is a full size, this is a queen, this is a king. That's not in there. Resources for where to get that information is in there. This is more, you already got your high school diploma, and now you're trying to get your Bachelor of Science degree in sales, bleeding into a little PhD stuff. So I'm excited about the book, and I cannot wait to get this show started. But I do have another sponsor, and this one, in my mind, is one of the most important ones, and that is Luxury Leap. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you something. Something special is going down on January 25th in Vegas. If you are not there, I don't know what to say to you. It's 100% free. Some of the best minds and best talents in the industry are going to be speaking. Everything is 100% free. Plus, you're going to get free stuff. And there's absolutely no reason not to be here. It's from 9:30 to 4:30. Don't feel like you have to be there the entire day. Make whatever sessions you can make. I don't know if we're going to publish the sessions or not, but I will be there. I will be speaking, and I will be listening to our fellow presenters as well, because we all need to make that luxury leap. And this is how to do it, how to elevate your mattress sales. Be there in Vegas. It's space C1212. Couldn't be any closer to all the action. Everybody knows that everything mattress is going on in C15 and B. And B is right next to C. So this is going to be a really great location for everybody to get in and out. You might come in and out several sessions throughout the day. You're welcome to do that. I cannot wait for this. Chris, did I cover everything? I think I did. Let me get to some of these comments. We are just, we've got a lot going on today. Steve Hauk. Hey, let's get the show rolling already. LOL. Jacksonville Bedin. That's RJ. RJ, I love you, dude. You're the best. Let's go. 2025, going to be amazing in this industry we all love so much. Can't wait to see everyone in Vegas. And by the way, here's a dude, RJ and Tara, who are killing it down in Jacksonville. And they're going to and RJ's going to be at Luxury Leap. Why? Because he doesn't want to miss one little thing that could help his business. Yvonne, yeah, buddy, let's go. Andrew Burt, hey, everyone. Andrew, we got to get you on the show soon. Let's talk. Dan White, Burt, Alex, two industry titans today. Excited for this one. I love what you're doing, Alex. I love what you're doing. Keep it up. And Gordon, Happy New Year, Andrew, Dan, Chris, and Pete. Gordon, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you. Got anything else? Joshua, you piqued my interest. Let's go. Oh, it's gonna be a good one. Personal note, go Bucks, LOL. Yeah, Doug Krinsky, I'm with you, go Bucks, but I'm scared to death. Usually when I'm nervous, we do well. When I think we're gonna win, we get blown out. So not that we got blown out this year, we didn't. Kelly Charles, just happy to be here among greatness. Kelly, come on now. You are awesome. And I loved having you on my show. We're going to do it again. And love everything that you do, Kelly. Thank you for being a great contributor to our industry. Steve Hauk, you guys had people waiting out the door for this big news. Love you both. Yes, and we will get to that big news. Let me welcome my guest who cannot see at this point. Chris Taheny.
Merry New Year!
My friend and my boss, my student and my mentor, all in one. Well, I will toast to a new year, but I'll do it with a Diet Mountain Dew. How's that?
Cheers, Pete. And just like the movies where I think it's iced tea that's usually used to stand in for whiskey, I can promise everybody here that that's what's in the champagne glass, not the real thing. It is too early for that. Happy New Year, everybody. What a start to the show, Pete. There's a lot of my favorite people have decided to join us. This is the best 7 minutes I've had in a very long time. Great to see everybody.
John Burton says, what an exciting time to be in the mattress industry. Let's go. You know what, John, it is. Tim Clanky, chug, chug, chug. Pete, Clanky, I love you, dude. Go Big Red. Nick, hi, Pete. First show. Happy New Year. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate
Welcome,
you being
Nick.
here. Christina, one of my favorite people who hasn't come on the show yet, despite numerous invitations. How could you absolutely not love Chris Taheny? It's impossible not to love him. Absolutely. And if you're smart, you'll listen to him and do what he tells you to do. So, Chris, a new year. And, you know, for those of you who don't know, I've got two new shoulders. I've got this one on the left. Let me see, October 17th. And I got this one on my right, December 19th. So that's why I was a little quiet over the break, guys. I was just recovering. The rehab is underway. I will be ready for Vegas. And Tim McDonald, Tim had a comment. I didn't see you pull it up, Chris Stone. But I know, or did I read it and I just forgot? Tim McDonald, now I'm signed in. My name, let's roll. And Tim, I love the video on prepping meals because I do that in an informal way. I have my proteins done for the week. I've got my carb selected. It's not much. And then, of course, my vegetables, all that stuff's pre-done. So it's the best way to go. So thanks for sharing that with everybody. Andrew Burt, love the New Year's gear, Chris. Chris, you're allowed to take it off now because I know you're dying.
You know, I was about ready to say that. And thank you, everybody. But I can't see what people are saying about me. So that's better.
All good. Blake Austin,
getting a little sweaty with that hat on.
Get to the announcement. We're dying here. Listen, we're going to make you wait just a few minutes. Not long at all, because it is a big announcement. We all know that's not Chris. Deep fake. Dan, I miss you, man. Me and Dan worked together at Protect the Bed, and as well as Chris. That's where I met Chris first time.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody wants to have a great new year, and everybody wants to be successful, more successful, and whatever that looks like to them. It might be more family or health things, and it might be professional development as well, or actual goals in their chosen profession, which for most of the people watching is us in sales in the mattress business. So, Chris, when you start thinking about the new year, a new year, what are your recommendations that people embrace so that they can have their best year ever?
Sure. And thanks again for having me on, Pete. And thanks to the sponsors, hello to all of our friends at Mattress Retail Kit, and looking forward to seeing you all in Vegas. Thanks for the question. I think going into a new year, I mean, there's there's you, and then there's your business. I sometimes it surprises me a little bit that people don't look at both things individually. One might look at, what am I going to do that's going to be great for my business going into a new year. Some might think to themselves, hey, you know what, I want to do something personal. But rarely do they integrate both things together, or at least in my experience, that could be impactful holistically for both things. So, for example, one of the things that I decided to do a number of years ago was become a certified sleep science coach. And I'm thrilled to see that more in our business is starting to embrace that. You mentioned Kelly earlier on. She is a certified sleep science coach. Nicole Copeland, Alex Dew. What they've decided to do is just assure whoever decides to put their trust in them to solve a significant issue, which is how do I live a third of my life as best as I can. They are able to speak from a position of authority. As opposed to just going into a store that just happens to be selling mattresses. I find that to be very confidence boosting. One of my motivators for that was it seemed to me, I would do a lot of, I would participate in a lot of, going back to Mattress Firm days, practice paloozas, sleep symposiums that other retailers would have. And just by virtue that somebody happened to work for a mattress manufacturer, that for some reason gave them some sort of divine right to be the biggest expert in the room when it comes to sleep, when in actuality is they didn't really do much different than anybody else can do, which is go on the internet and do a lot of research. I think going into the new year, that's a great way that somebody could potentially invest in themselves. And in turn, at the same time, not only are they investing in themselves, they're also investing in their business, and they're really helping to set themselves apart. Alex put out a great video the other day where he actually emblazoned the certification in his video. I think that's a great thing for anybody to consider going into the new year.
I absolutely love what Alex does, what he's doing. He's really lighting it up. And Kelly Charles, she will not hire and put somebody on the floor without them becoming a certified sleep expert. That is really kind of she's the first person that's ever said it on the show in over 205 episodes. And I wish every owner would do that. And I wish every owner, even if you don't have any employees, would do it for yourself, because it's going to give you a level of confidence. It's going to give the customer another reason to buy from you, another reason they can believe that their experience with you is going to be different than the experience they just had with some Yahoo down the street who's still got the plastic on their mattresses and still trying to sell $399 to $699 mattresses. So, Kelly, congratulations on you kind of putting that flag in the ground for our industry. We should all do that. This topic that you brought up, I just want to unpack it just a little bit because it's huge. And I've never had anyone speak to this. There's you and there's your business. And you cannot be great at your business unless the rest of your life is synced up and happy. I'll give you a crazy example. You've got, oh, you're welcome, Kelly. Kelly she's just rarefied air. Kelly, are you going to be, where do we take such a course? Chris, Andy wants to know, where do we take such a course?
So the one that I recommend, Andrew, good to see you, buddy. The one I recommend is done by the Spencer Institute. I believe that's where pretty much everybody that I know in our industry has gotten to be a CSSC. It's I mean, account for anywhere from 25 to 30 hours of study. You do have to pass an exam. It is a proper certification, one that you can leverage. I'll be more than happy to share the details with you, but it behooves me to think that that's pretty much where everybody is going. I'm not sure who else provides such a certification, but Spencer Institute, which is part of Nesta, which does a lot on the personal training and nutrition side. I really enjoyed that curriculum, and I'm looking forward to recertifying again pretty soon.
Look at Kelly contributing. I love it. Spencer Institute or Drift by Dr. Kimberly Lemke.
Yeah.
And there's one that I need to get on the show too. I'm sliding. So getting back to what I was saying, if you're having trouble at home and I'm making this up, your marriage is falling apart, your life is falling apart, you're drinking too much, you're doing drugs, whatever it happens to be, you cannot be your best at your job. It's not possible. You might be so overflowing with talent that you could still be effective, but you're going to be more effective if you're a happy, whole human being who has harmony at home. So harmony at home, being the best that you can be, feeling like you're going forward as a human being. And that means spiritual, that means you're physical, and that means you're emotional. All of that synced up creates a situation where you are at your best, available to be your best in your business. Without that foundation, your business is never going to be what it could be. So sorry to go off on a soapbox, but I've tried it both ways, and I can tell you this, it works much better when you're happy. And let's get super real about this. We're in the mattress business. All right. At the end of the day, your customer, they're buying you. That's who they're buying. Mm-hmm. They're not buying this gray or white or black rectangle over here that's got this doohickey that goes this way and that doohickey that goes that way, and it's got the magic blah, blah, blah foam in it. And no, they're buying you. They're buying your honesty. They're buying how you're interacting with them. They're buying the experience you're delivering to them and how you're separating yourself from your competition. So going back to Chris's recommendation, the certified sleep expert is something that you guys should all do. We should all do. I should do it as well. And so I'm going to do that. How's that? Hold me accountable, Chris. Hold me accountable.
I hope you, I hope you do, because I mean, and it doesn't just stop at that certificate that you get to privately put in a frame and put on your wall. Going into the future, this business in general needs to do everything it possibly can in terms of coming up with creative ideas to close the gap of the purchasing cycle. Once upon a time, our business might have been able to, be okay, only seeing that customer every 8 to 12 years. Well, this is something that could absolutely help touch your customers a lot more frequently. So after the purchase, just imagine being able to show your customer, look, I want you to keep in touch with me. If you need additional sleep tips, I am a certified sleep science coach. I'd be more than happy to help any of your family, any of your friends. Maybe they even start up a Facebook group. Where they just intermittently every now and again just put in some sleep tips, maybe a sleep etiquette or sleep hygiene questionnaire, so people could do something in private so they can learn a little bit more about themselves. These are things that just basically transcend post-purchase and just really help to keep people in touch with their customers. I think that overall it's going to be getting very, very important going into the future of the business. Touching customers 8 to 12 years, every 8 to 12 years, not enough.
Talking about being a professional, right? Look at Chris Stone go, pulls up the website.
He since worked out a commission deal. I think he's going to be getting. I think he's working for the Spencer Institute at this point. He's a college recruiter now. Great, Chris. This is awesome. I'm glad you're sharing this.
Chris Stone, you are awesome. Anybody that needs a podcast this year, Chris Stone and his team at Cast Ahead is the only way to go. I get this question all the time. Hey, Pete, how many hours a week do you spend on your podcast? About 1.5. And one of them is on camera. Now, in the old days, before Chris Stone, I used to spend about 20 hours a week on it. I don't have that kind of time. Anybody that knows me knows I don't have that kind of time. And so without Chris Stone and his fabulous team at Cast Ahead, there would be no Pete Primeau show. Absolutely could not be, because I would be short shrift in all of my lines that I'm proud to represent. And more importantly, all of my dealers who depend on me. So Tim McDonald, I'm sorry, I did preach. I did. Let's see. Have been going back and forth on doing it. Just signed up as I am watching. If Chris and Kelly say it's important, you know it is. Thanks for the push. Well, listen, is this RJ or Tara? Either one, it doesn't matter.
Both of them are great.
I'm going to be there with you guys. So I'm going to be a certified sleep science coach as well. So you guys should work out a commission deal. Scott Vaughn, smart. Several other people have been through the program. Talk about smart. Scott Vaughn will be at Luxury Leap. And Scott has had a coming out party in 2024 with his masterclass, changing the lives of store owners everywhere. If you guys don't know who Scott Vaughn is, you don't know who Happy Z's is in Paducah, Kentucky, and Benton, Kentucky, you've been asleep at the wheel, dude, because this is probably pound for pound your best mattress retailer in the country. Anthony D'Amato, Happy New Year. Almost. Pete and Chris. Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year, Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony.
Good to see you, buddy.
Can we have a study party? I think that would be a good idea. You organize it, and I will be in attendance. So, Chris, that was great. You and your business syncing that stuff up. It's so important. You know, not to beat a dead horse, but you can't be your best professionally if you're not your best personally. What else? What else strikes you that maybe sometimes people miss as they're going forward in the new year? Any advice that you have? You've been involved in a lot of goal setting for your own life, and you've helped reps like me set goals for our businesses. And what are the insights you would share with us?
Well, I think that, we all, we're all guilty of what I'm about ready to talk about. I think to myself, hey, that's a great idea, and I really got to get around to doing that. Then I don't. It's funny how that, when you throw that you throw that desk calendar away only because of New Year starting, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, New Year's here. That gives me all the incentive in the world to start fresh, start anew. I always found that interesting. Fact of the matter is, there's a lot that we could do spontaneously that we know could be beneficial, but sometimes we just don't. But because we're going into a new year and the timing is right, I would just, I like to kind of take personal stock as far as, okay, what are some of the things that I keep saying to myself that I really want to do but haven't yet? Talk about putting something into yourself in turn that potentially you could put in your business. One of the things I've always wanted to do is be a better Spanish speaker. I learned that the hard way about a little bit more than a week ago. I'm okay when I go into like Mexican restaurants and things of that nature, but every time I go to like a Latin American country, I'm continuously reminded as to how I wish that I was a better Spanish speaker, not only because it helps me learn an additional skill that I could keep and take with me, but it also can be used in business. And I've come to find, over the course of time, how important that demographic is becoming to our business. There are some big retailers in our business that are investing 9 figures into advertising towards them. And that consumer appreciates when you're able to at least show that you care about them. You don't necessarily need to just completely and totally change languages or what have you, but generally that you care enough about them to want to earn their business. And that's something that kind of transcends. If I'm able to do that, I'm able to take that with me into my business life. And I think that in general, that's something else that we should all consider as a business. Some do it very well. Some are in demographics where it's incumbent upon them to do that, but nothing wrong with learning a new skill. And if it's great for business, definitely should be considered. That's another tip I would recommend.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I'm going to share something with the audience. So the Win the Weekend Zoom call that I do every Friday, every time I get off of it, I go, I got to get better at Zoom. I got to get better at Zoom. I should know how to take like a slide and put it up and let everybody see it. I can't even do that. So I've got two big things. One is become a better Zoom presenter for the sake of my mastermind that we have every Friday. And Chris, you've always been a part of that. And thank you. And please continue. No matter what you're going to tell me in the next 5 to 10 minutes, no matter what. I don't know if I'm going to live to regret this or not.
We'll see.
And the certified sleep science coach, I'm definitely doing that. So here's something, and I don't mean to embarrass you, RJ, but I think there's a lesson in watching RJ and Tara both at Jacksonville Bedded. Here's a lesson. You have never seen two better or more intense implementers. They see an idea. It's good. What did RJ just say? I already signed up for it. He signed up for it. And so here's something that I want to kind of give you guys as a tip. When I was first in this business, I wasn't making a lot of money. And so I didn't have the luxury. But anytime you're given the choice between spending more time on something or spending or investing money in yourself and in your career to go faster, I'm gonna encourage you to always go faster as long as it makes fiscal sense. Always go faster. RJ is a guy that I met at the master class down in Paducah, Kentucky. Implement. Very important member of MRT, Jeff Janakovo's group. Implements everything he sees as fast as he sees it. And I would be guilty of a lot of bad things if I didn't mention Tara in the same breath as RJ. They're cut from the same cloth. They implement, and they don't really, it doesn't seem to me they care much about the cost. They really want to go faster. And so what I would say in 2025, go faster, pay and use the leverage that creates. For instance, I'm going to find out who's the best at Zoom. Does he or she have a course? And instead of spending 100 hours on going through YouTube videos, I'll buy whatever that course costs, whether it's $500 or $1,000 or $2,000, and it'll take me a few hours instead of 100 hours to learn what I have to learn. That frees me up to do more business in other areas. So, Mike Salter, I love this dude. I absolutely love Mike.
Cheers, Mike.
Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year, Mike. And just to let the cat out of the bag, Mike will be our guest next week. I've been wanting to get him on the show for years, and I cannot wait. Mike is writing a book, and he's written a book. He's just finishing it, getting the cover ready, and hopefully we'll have some of that to share next week. So, Mike, so glad you're part of this industry. And Jason Kennedy says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Jason. Jason's an incredible talent in our industry too. Does a lot of great things.
Happy New Year, Jason. Happy New Year, Mike. I can suggest to everybody too that if you're not already connected with Mike, please do, because it's the kind of connection that, I mean, you could just be having a very, very awful day. All you need for him to have happen is for him to pop up in your Facebook feed, and you'll forget about how your troubles are going right now.
You'll be he's hilarious. He is the energy bunny, and he is hilarious. Christina, invest in yourself. Your business and your future is a necessity. Growth is essential. Boy, and I used all those words to say that. I'm ashamed of myself. I've been hanging around you too long, Chris. John Burton says, make no mistake, we are in the business of selling sleep, ladies and gentlemen. Mattresses are the byproduct. Yes, John, 100%. Yes. Greg Gent, thanks for all you do. Thanks for all you guys do. No, thank you, Greg, for all you do with your great group and your new project Midas. I think it's going to be awesome. Jacksonville Bed-In, Mattresses and More. I'm assuming this is RJ. If it's Tarek, correct me. We are also blessed to have incredible people with so much knowledge and experience willing to help us in all aspects of this industry. 100%. We are doing ourselves a great disservice if we don't take the ball and run with it. I am truly thankful. Boy, you know what, RJ, you just hit on something that's so important, and that's thankfulness. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't love this industry, find another and learn to love this industry, or find another industry, because you have to love what you do. We spend too much time at work every day to not love it. Love every second of it, and wake up every day. You can't wait to help your dealers. You can't wait to help your customers. You can't wait to help somebody to be more profitable, to sell more, to have more velocity in their sales. If that's not you, you got to find out a way to get there. And the minute you lose it, either you get it back or you get out, because life is too hard to not love what you do, man. You got to find a way to do it. Chris, I'm hogging the show and I apologize. Hey, come on, and you'll just be a prop and Pete will just blah, 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 blah. What else you got for us?
I'm just enjoying all I'm just enjoying all the interaction. I think that the participation is great. I love seeing everybody's comments. I love y'all for being here. I love being here. I love this industry. I mean, I might have told you this story before, Pete, but perhaps some of my friends watching haven't heard. I almost take exception, in industry conversations, whether I'm at market or like a buying group show, and then you're talking to an industry colleague and they might let slip that, about how hard things are, or, I've been on the road so much and I can't wait to get home, and, things of that nature. And the first thing that comes through my mind, bearing in mind that I have a family, I've got plenty of reason to be home, but I'll still have because of people like you, people that are part of our business. The first thing that pops into my brain is, well, then don't do it then, because there are so many people in our industry that understand that we are the ones that are possibly living somebody else's dream in this business. There's plenty of people in this business that are sitting in a store working retail hours that would dream of being tired on an airplane and being paid for it, or being on the Pete Primeau show, like I've had the privilege of doing a few times now, and thanks again for that. This is the greatest game in the world, and it really needs to be treated as such. We all should just sometimes just take a step back. I understand there's challenges just like anything else in life, but haven't been in the workforce for, the better part of, I started working at 14, 30, 20 years. Just kidding. more getting close to 35 or 40 years. This is the greatest game in the world, and it should be treated as such.
And rip off the Band-Aid already. Tim McDonald, just give me just a few more seconds, Tim. I promise. I promise. Doug Krinsky, Chris, 100% agree. Doug is one of the guys, and I've told him this on my show. I've told him this, I've competed with Doug in Ohio my entire professional almost my entire professional life, except when I first got started and I was in Indiana and Milwaukee and Illinois as a CERTA rep. But when I came back to Ohio, there was one rep who was head and shoulders above all the others, and that was Doug Krinsky. And the other one was Nick Marcos. Those were the two reps that, man, they gave me the hardest time. They made sales where they shouldn't have made sales. They made sales when they had worse product, worse markup, a worse business case, and they found ways to make sales always. So my hat is off. Doug, thank you for being such a great competitor over the years. One of my pet peeves in this industry is not respecting your competitors.
Mm-hmm.
Your competitors should be your friends. And that doesn't mean that you tell secrets that you shouldn't. That just means you respect them. You understand they're out there working hard, and that makes you work hard, and that makes you work smarter. And if you really understand and know your competitor, you know what he or she's going to say before they say it. And you should be able to win a few more just with that. So there's your tip of the day, reps. I know I probably have more reps and store owners in this. This thing.
And going into a new year too, I'd like to take it a step further with Doug. And again, being guilty of I really need to get around to doing that. Let's just sit back for just a couple of moments and just ponder. What if Doug Krinsky had that approach when it came to Anti for Autism?
Oh wow.
He could have said, I could have waited, I'll do it next year. Then 1 year turns into another year. Hopefully I'll be able to get around to doing it next year. Just imagine if Doug had that approach when it came to Anti for Autism.
Wow. Making me cry. 100%. 100%.
Yep.
Doug did not wait. He probably thought he wasn't ready. He probably thought it was going to be a big flop, probably thought a lot of things. But he went for it, and he continues every year to be there year in and year out, making an incredible difference for the autism community. And may I say this, making us a better industry, because when we give more, we are more. Our industry is special because we have a lot of givers in this industry, people that share their talent, their passion, and their money. And the money's the smallest part of it. But to help others who are less fortunate than us, I tell you, I can't think of an industry that has a bigger heart than our industry. So anyway, it has come time. I said I'd wait till at least halfway through. It's more than halfway through. So I'm going to tee this up and say this.
Okay.
I was very, very sad when I heard that you were leaving Dream Fit. So for anybody that doesn't know, Chris Taheny left Dream Fit. Well, tendered his resignation, which is effective January 5th, is the proper way to say it. Now you're caught up to speed. I think everybody on this call knows this. A great loss for me because I have learned so much about this end of the business, being a Dream Fit rep, you being my boss and my friend, both at the same time. And what I've learned and what I've gotten from you in terms of support, in terms of knowledge, in terms of just making me a better salesperson is immeasurable. And, this is a company that wasn't doing especially well, had a great product, but didn't really seem like they understood how to really market it. And so you have worn numerous hats at Dream Fit. And I think everybody should take a moment and pause and think about this. Not only has Chris Taheny been a senior vice president of sales, he's also been a rep. He's also been a social media guru who could have been easily paid $250,000 just in a base salary for what he did with social media for this company. And so with all of that said, now everybody's caught up to speed. If anybody didn't know that Chris had tendered his resignation, that it's effective January 5th, everybody wants to know, especially my dear friend Tim McDonald, where are you going? What's the big announcement?
So before we get to that,
But
I just
let
want
me
to
ask
append
you
to
a
that a little
question.
bit.
Are you going to Bed Tech? I heard a rumor you're going to Bed Tech.
Oh gosh, as much as I love every single one of those guys, that entire team really, and of course, you're involved with that. But I mean, that would be God, I love all those guys, and I'm looking forward to continuing to do a bit of stuff with them in any capacity I can, because they are a great organization, and great organizations are made based on great people. But the answer is no. While I think it would be great experience working more up close and personal with those guys, that is not my destination. But all the best to my friends at BedTech. They're really great
Okay,
people.
here's a. Oh Lord, are you going to bed gear? I just got this on my phone. Are you going to bed gear?
Well, I'll tell you what. If I did go to Bed Gear, it would be. Gosh, they compete hard. I mean, that you were talking earlier on about how you need to not only respect your competition, but also appreciate them for elevating you. And that entire team, from Eugene all the way down to Leslie, to Holly, to Garrett, all the great people that I know there, Tony Catanza. I mean, the list goes on. I had to be, and my team, my sales team, had to be at our very best every single day in order to have a chance at whether we were going to get slots on floors, or just get a foot in the door, or get a program in there properly. My hats off to them. They got a phenomenal company. They got a phenomenal culture, and it would certainly, if I did go to Bed Gear, it would make it that element would be no longer in the equation, because I would, of course, be working with them. But that is not my destination either.
All right, they're dying. They're absolutely. My phone is blowing up. Out with it, Taheny. Out with it. Where are you going, brother?
Well, before I announce that, I just would be remiss if I didn't say to everybody, DreamFit is a fantastic company, great products, great program, very fair prices for what the customer gets in return. A lot of heart and soul goes into that program, and even the people on the factory floor have a genuine concern of the consumer that the product goes to. Had a great run there. I will always look back fondly on the almost 3.5 years that I was there. I think that we as a team accomplished some great things. I think that we kind of jolted retailers' ways of thinking. I think that we illuminated the importance of sleep necessities. We need to collectively, gang, drop that word accessories. Okay, it's all about mindset. And I think that we made some headway. I think that the industry is starting to realize that bedding linens is one of the larger opportunities in our business. And from the bottom of my heart and in the name of my family, I just want to thank my customers, some of which followed me over to DreamFit.
Okay, hold on. I know where you're going. You're going. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
no, you're fine. It's your show. You
Pure
can interrupt me all you
Pure
want.
Care. That's where you're going. Pure Care, right?
Pure Care. So Pure Care, another organization that's family owned and operated business. I love the Bergmans. They got a phenomenal team as well, some of which I've worked with in the past. Helena, James, Worthington, the wild man that lives on the houseboat down in Georgia. Then you've got Johan, you've got Anthony, really, really great people there. And again, the kind of people that if you're not competing at your very best, you're going to have a very difficult time beating them. But to answer your question, Pete, Pure Care is also not my destination.
All right. those are all the guesses. I had numerous guesses on both of those, or all three of them. Like, I know he's going to BedTech. I know he's going to Pure Care. I know he's going to Bed Gear. All right. I'm sorry.
All phenomenal organizations that I'd be proud to join.
You want to know something that I've really enjoyed about our work together? Oh, here's the guess. The suspense is killing me too, Jordan.
Hey, Jordan.
We're all literally beginning to die slowly. Oh,
Lord, Mike, you're not allowed to die. We need you, man.
No, we need you, Mike. We really need you.
Anthony D'Amato, Bed Bath & Beyond. Very, very funny.
This is the guess of the year. New York Yankees for players to be named later.
The Yankees need more speed. Yeah, they need to draft more speed, and they need to trade. They need to trade for more speed. They are a slow team.
What's up, Trent? We're about to drop the bomb, but I keep interrupting Chris. He's probably going to kill me after the show for interrupting him. Mainstays for the win.
Should I tell everybody I'm going to Big Lots already?
Well, I hope that deal pending court approval goes through, especially now if you're going.
I hope so.
Little Trent wants to guess. What's Little Trent think, Trent? What's Little Trent think? Hey, Vince, thank you for being here, brother. Vince.
Little Trent going to give us a guess here?
Joseph Clay, the Trump administration bedding department. I think we want less bureaucracy, not more. Thank you, Joe. Trent, Little Trent says, bringing Sears back.
Bringing Sears back.
Ooh, that would be. There's probably the only person in the world that could probably do it would be Taheny. And Steve Hauk says, and with the last pick of the mattress draft, Bloom selects Chris Taheny. I guess you.
I like how you put the word. Yeah,
I'm going to tell you something that I love. I'm going to tell you something I love about you, Chris. You're a very gracious human being, very gracious, and I agree with everything that you said about Dream Fit. Great company, great products. Never realized how great their products were. Nobody can revive Maloof, brother. That's not happening. Gregory Gent, come to work for me. I need some help against little Trent down here in Kentucky. I'll even make you a little Taheny puppet. Oh, Greg, now that you said that, we got to make a Chris Taheny puppet.
You could just get a stuffed Arkansas Razorbacks animal. Save the trouble.
By the way, Chris, congratulations. Arkansas pulled it off. You were a little nervous. They were letting it go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they finally did us proud this year.
Chris, where are you going? They're dying.
Okay. Thanks again for everybody for being here. It means a lot to have shared the day before going into a new year. I can't think of a better way to start 2025. This is definitely not. I'm not normally into theatrics, but Pete, thank you very much for having me on. And I am proud to announce that I'm going to work with an amazing team for amazing leadership, for just an absolutely lights out of sight program. And I am proud to announce that going into 2025, I will continue to be at your service and the service of the industry overall. I am going to work for King Coil, and I couldn't be more proud to announce that on your show, Pete.
Congratulations, Chris. Senior Vice President of New Business Development, correct?
That's correct. Yep.
Wow.
Senior Vice President of New Business Developments. Looking forward to seeing everybody at market. I do have the invite ready whenever Chris could flash that on the screen. There we go. Refresh, redesign, remarkable. We are excited that we're going to be introducing the the Intimate Mattress Collection, along with several other King Coil collections that are going to debut at Winter Market. We're going to get more aggressive in split heads. We're very excited about that. And in general, I can't wait to see y'all and really, it's one thing to be on your show, Pete, but I think that's the excitement you're going to be able to feel in the air with not just us, but with everybody. I think this market is going to be fantastic. I'm very optimistic that this is going to be really something that reinvigorates our business, gets everybody excited, because we have a world to change. We've got the end consumer to appreciate, change their lives for the better. And I can't be more excited to do it with the organization I'm going to. Thank you to King Coil, for David Binky, Ken, Kristen, all these amazing characters that I'm going to be able to work with on a daily basis, as well as the retail community. I'm excited to get started.
Wow. I can't read all that stuff. This is the most engagement we've ever had on the Pete Primeau show. And Joe, you're right. Joseph Clay says, anywhere you go will be better for having you. Let me tell you something. People go to work for leaders, and David Binky is a remarkable leader for King Coil. Remarkable. He's always been a gentleman. He's always been an achiever, and he's always had really good vision. And this move is an earthquake in our industry, because there is not one human being out there in our industry with more passion and more energy than Chris Taheny. And it's like hiring a team of people. Anthony D'Amato, woohoo. Congratulations. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. I agree.
Thank you, Anthony.
Alex, congrats. Chris, that's a win now move by King Coil. Yes, it is. Vince, congratulations. They're lucky to have you. Great pickup by King Coil. Yes. They just got a team of people. Christina, I am extremely lucky and so proud to welcome you to our King Coil family, Chris. We are going to dominate 2025.
And have some fun while we're doing it.
Let's go, says Tim McDonald. I'm beyond pumped about this. Yes, I think we're all pumped for Chris and for King Coil. Andrew
Thanks, Tim.
Anderson, is King Coil publicly traded? If so, buying stock. Oh, man, your head is going to be too big to get through the door, Chris Taheny. Congrats, Trent Randberger. Congrats. The new Kang is here. All right.
Hey, Trent.
Andrew Burt, what an addition to their team. Could not be happier for you, Chris. Thank you, Andrew. Gordon, awesome news, Chris. Let me know what I can help you to exceed your goals. And there's somebody in Gordon Hike that knows how to exceed goals. Can't
Legend.
wait.
Legend, Gordon.
Yeah, he is a legend. Absolutely.
And he'll have time to help me now.
I'm going to make you a prediction for his quote retirement. He's going to be busier in retirement than he ever was when he was working full time. Just one of the sought after minds in our industry. So huge announcement. So happy for you. There's a company that seems to be getting it. They understand the power of split heads. They understand the power of smart beds. They jumped into it a few years ago before it became fashionable, and they're actually getting some traction out there. And with your help, they're going to do nothing but even bigger and better things. So I can't wait. I'm glad now. Let's pull up that invite. Is it B1200?
Yes, B1200.
B1200. That's the plates. Chris has got a new email. It may not be working today, but it'll be working soon. And it is ctaheny@kingcoil.com. So
looking good.
There you have it. So Chris, I am going to go back in time to the Larry Soraka Boy, there's an absolute stud in our industry. Larry
Absolutely.
Taraka says, my internet went out right as the announcement was shared. You broke the internet. Tim Clanky, he's coming to Big Red. Chris loves it here. Of course he loves it.
I do love it there. One of my favorite visits.
Absolutely loves it at Big Red. Are you kidding me? Listen, this is what I've said all along, guys. I've been saying this for about 30 years out of the 43 years that I've been in it. Be very careful about what you say about people you perceive as competitors, because you might end up working for them someday. So, Chris, I have to go back in time and I have to share this with our audience. Do you remember how long me and you were on the phone the first time you called me as my new boss at Protect the Bed?
I do. I remember getting, I might have even gotten a couple of glares like, who are you talking to on the phone for as long as you're talking to? And it turned out to be one of the, I know that you're a very humble fellow, Pete, and you're not going to, completely absorb what I'm saying, but I'm just glad that more people in our industry are starting to enjoy being associated with you. Like I've been, every second, we've enjoyed each other's, not only personal company, but also professional company. Sometimes we've had intense moments, sometimes, celebratory moments. But I do remember that. And I knew that day, I'm like, something, I already knew who this guy was. I know he's already been representing this brand for a while. I'd like to think that I could make a difference for him. I know that he could certainly make a difference for me. And you've made a difference for me almost every single day, Pete. And I can't thank you enough. Those 3.5 hours, I think we were on the phone that day, really kind of set the tone. And, I'm always going to be proud of the run that you and I have had. And that run shall continue in some capacity. And I'm really, really happy that everybody in the industry is getting a chance to see who you are, because you're an amazing fellow.
So thank you for embarrassing me.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
We talked for over 3 hours. Both of our wives were wondering what the heck is going on. And so this is what makes Chris special. He deeply cares about other people. He asks great questions. He asks questions that dig beyond the surface and circles back and makes sure that he understands what you've said. And on several of those circles, I went back through and said everything that I had said all over again, because I wanted to make sure that this new guy understood what was going on. And I got to tell you, not only did he make a difference in that role, but he's made a huge difference in the Dream Fit role. He will make a huge difference in the King Coil role. And this is why Chris Taheny deeply cares about people, and he deeply cares about getting it right. And he is a student first and foremost. He always wants to learn. That's what makes him special. That's what makes him like hiring a team of people. It's not like, hey, congratulations, David, you just hired Chris Taheny. No, like you hired a social media platform. You hired a person who will never stop working. I mean, how many times have we been talking on Saturdays and God forbid, even on Sundays, if we had important things that had to be done? Like the one thing that we recognized early in our relationship is neither one of us will ever stop. Like we're all in. And so thank you for being all in every job you've ever had in the industry. I know you're going to be all in on this one, and you're going to be super successful, Chris. And I'm just proud to know you. I'm proud that you made the announcement here on the Pete Primeau show. And everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this moment. Donald Trump's been an advisor. I love it.
I wish. It's fantastic.
Now, Nick, that's smart, right?
I had to take my glasses off. I can't say what everybody else is saying, but thank you very much, everybody, for being here.
Way to go, Chris. they're still coming in, and we got a hard break, so we got to go. Listen, everybody, this was big news. There's going to continue to be big news throughout the industry in the next year. Do good work, have fun, be thankful, and go forward and sell 1 million this week. And Happy New Year to everybody. Chris, Happy New Year to you, brother. And thanks for all.
Happy New Year, Pete. Happy New Year, Chris at Cast Ahead. Happy New Year to all my friends in the industry. Let's kick some ass in 2025. We all deserve it, and we've got lifestyles to change. So let's do it together.
Amen.